I hate my life. I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to end it all. These are some of the messages that you've sent me recently. And in specific, I'm speaking directly to my gay youth, because that's predominantly who they're coming from. You know, I feel overwhelmingly compelled to address this publicly, because even though I've reached out to my best ability to each and every one of you that have contacted me with those kind of messages or a need for help, that only leads me to believe that there is a number of you that are feeling the same way that have not reached out yet. So if you are one of them, this is for you. First of all, I'm not going to tell you don't feel bad. Okay? So many times people say, "Oh, I don't feel good. I'm sad." People go, "Don't feel sad." Bullshit. Feel sad. I'm not going to discredit your feelings. You know, the reason you're so sad is because of a culmination of fear and anger, most likely. And it's legitimate what you're feeling. And I'm not going to tell you that it gets better either. Does it? Yes. But my main problem with that campaign has always been it gets better. It's kind of like, well, that's great. But to me, it has the ring of just wait a while. Well, bullshit. I need help now. You don't want to wait around. Not to mention, life left to its own volition does not just get better. You have to actively work at it to make it better. Little things like arguments with your parents, I'm getting bullied in school, this kind of shit is going to end, yes, but it doesn't mean life will just happen and be wonderful without putting in effort. See, what you're feeling right now, the sadness you're feeling, is an overwhelming emotion. I know because I've been there. But what you can kind of do is think about it almost as like a really hard laugh, okay? I know that's weird to think. You know, it's a total dichotomy, right? Like happiness and sadness. But really what they are just overwhelmingly strong emotions. So just for a minute, think of your sadness as a really hard laugh that you might have when you first hear a joke or you're with your friends, and it's like this uncontrollable, like you're shaking, right? But what happens to that laugh after a while? It dies down. You know, you start, you know how a laugh dies? It kind of like, you can gain composure of yourself once again. Believe it or not, that is what's going to happen with your sadness. Your anger and your fear and all your depression is going to linger off, and it's going to dissipate. And once that happens, you will realize that so many things in life are insignificant. They're just bullshit. They're meaningless. All they really are little endurance tests. That's really all they are. Because all you need to do to win in this world is survive. Because as long as you're alive, you haven't failed. Because you can keep trying. I honestly believe that anybody who's done anything of any significance in this world during their life, at one point has hated themselves, their life, and the whole fucking world for that matter. But they all have one thing in common. They didn't give up. They didn't stop, and eventually they got what they deserved. And now it's your turn. You're being tested. And it's time to say, fuck you world, I'm stronger. I'm gonna keep going and get what I deserve. Watch me win. I know personally, and I'm sure you share in this, that sometimes you just wanna not exist, or you want to abuse drugs, or you just want to numb yourself, or you want to get out of your head because you feel like you have all this greatness inside and no one sees it. Or you're trying and you get no validation for it. And it's fucking infuriating. You're walking around feeling like I'm living a life that is wrong. This is an injustice. I don't want to be here anymore. Fuck these people. I just want to go away. But you can't. You have to stick it out, and eventually people will notice what you have to offer. and I promise you, you'll be rewarded. That's how it gets better. There is a waiting game aspect to this, you know? It does take time. It's not overnight. Things have to mature. People have to realize who you are and what you have to offer. And then suddenly things come together and life makes sense again. I want you to listen to me. If you only take one thing away from this message, it's just remember to be kind to yourself, okay? Stop beating yourself up. Stop, you know those little voices that are in your head telling you suck, you're not good enough, you just kill yourself and end it. Because first of all, they're not real. They're not true. And second of all, you're going to meet more than enough assholes in this world who are going to try to hurt you and tear you down. You shouldn't be one of them. Alright, that is all for today, okay? This was really heavy, but I hope you got something out of it. And, you know, make sure to surround yourself with people, you know? Remember not to isolate. Isolation, God, it's the worst for me, you know? And I start to go down really quick when that happens. And if you do as well, make sure, even though I know you don't want to, say yes to people who want to hang out with you. Surround yourself with people who give a shit about you. And at the very least, if you think nobody cares, well, I do.